All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to take a really structured, totally tasteful, and honestly super educational look at the science and the art of intimate connection. We are drawing directly from our source material today to break down 4 specific techniques that are designed to enhance pleasure and build much stronger bonds between partners. So whether you're looking to better understand the actual mechanics of physical intimacy, or you simply want to bridge that communication gap with your partner, stick around because we are going to explore this step by step.
So that brings us to the million-dollar question, right? What do partners actually want? Well, the really fascinating thing here is the massive communication gap that exists in so many bedrooms. Often women feel hesitant or simply don't express their exact desires. And on the flip side, men frequently rely on these deep-seated misconceptions about what actually works, kind of thinking they know the answer without ever actually having the conversation. Our source material points out that bridging this exact gap is literally the very first step to better intimacy.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. We'll be hitting the communication gap, gentle stimulation, mutual connection, a vital hygiene role, creativity, and full body touch. And finally, how this all leads to stronger bonds.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the intimacy communication gap.
Look, before we can talk about solutions, we've got to understand the disconnect. On one hand, we have this incredibly common male misconception that forceful friction is just everything. Many men mistakenly believe that intense pressure is the only path to satisfaction. But then on the other side, we see the female reality. Silence often hides true preferences. The source notes that women rarely state what they actually enjoy, which makes it incredibly difficult for their partners to predict what will work. It turns into this guessing game where one side is using the wrong playbook and the other side isn't sharing the rules.
Moving right along to Section 2, the art of gentle stimulation. To really shift away from that whole force is better misconception, we've got to talk biology. 8,000. Over 8,000. That is the number of nerve endings in the female anatomy, specifically the primary sensory organ. So the absolutely crucial point here is that this area is incredibly sensitive. Just understanding this single biological fact changes everything about how a partner should approach physical intimacy.
Because of those thousands of nerve endings, going at it forcefully, absolutely the wrong approach. It just causes pain, irritation, and discomfort rather than pleasure. Contrast that with doing it gently. The source strongly emphasizes that partners must use a light touch. We're talking about gentle massage, light rubbing, and soft tongue techniques. You want to stimulate the surrounding areas without applying harsh, direct pressure. It's truly an art form, you know? It requires patience and a gentle touch to create ultimate pleasure instead of pain.
All right, Section 3, mutual pleasure and connection. Our next technique completely shifts the focus to a shared experience, the 69 position. This is a mutual setup where both partners give and receive equally at the exact same time. Now, it's really important to view this as more than just some physical acrobatic act. It's a deeply balanced method for simultaneous connection. It completely removes that dynamic of one person doing all the work while the other just receives, and it creates a uniquely equal playing field in the bedroom.
But hey, for this mutual connection to actually work, there are some absolutely essential elements. You've got to move slowly. You have to remain steady and really just feel the moment. And most importantly, literally the biggest takeaway here, the source heavily stresses mutual consent. If one partner is forcing it or just kind of going along with it out of obligation, the entire experience is ruined. It has to be an enthusiastic, shared desire to connect on this level.
Now for Section 4, the golden rule, hygiene.
Our source actually acts as a bit of a public service announcement right here, treating hygiene as the absolute make or break factor for oral intimacy. The checklist is surprisingly simple though. Step 1, discuss preferences with your partner. Some people care about hair, some don't. You just need to ask. Step 2, trim unwanted hair if that happens to be the preference. And Step 3, the absolute most critical one, wash thoroughly to eliminate odor. The source is very blunt about this. If there's a bad smell or a lack of cleanliness, it will instantly kill the mood, and honestly, it might be the last time your partner ever tries this with you. To help with exactly this, the source specifically recommends Namia Intimate Wash. And it works so well because it's a unisex formula, meaning both partners can use it. It utilizes natural extracts like turmeric and sandalwood, which not only give it a light, pleasant fragrance, but actually work to remove bacteria, balance pH levels, and prevent those unwanted odors from forming in the first place. Keeping something like this in your bathroom routine ensures you are always prepared and feeling confident.
Up next, Section 5, creativity and full body touch.
Okay, so now we get to break out of the everyday routine. Technique 3 involves bringing some fun additions into the mix. We're talking chocolate, ice cream, or fruit juice. Using your partner's favorite flavors makes the act feel incredibly playful and natural. It just takes the pressure right off. And the source notes a fascinating psychological benefit here too. For men who might occasionally struggle with erection issues, introducing these playful elements shifts their sensory focus. By focusing on the fun, the taste, and the playfulness, the anxiety disappears, which can actually help the body respond much more naturally.
And that flows right into Technique 4, which recognizes that intimacy is absolutely a full-body experience. Whatever you do, don't ignore those secondary sensitive zones. We're talking lips, breasts, thighs, the navel. The key takeaway here is to not hyper-focus solely on the primary private parts. By engaging the whole body with light finger touches and exploring these secondary zones, you elevate the entire experience for your partner, making them feel completely engaged and deeply appreciated.
Finally, we arrive at Section 6, Building Stronger Relationships.
Because at the end of the day, all these techniques serve a much greater purpose. And I want to really reassure you here. This level of dedicated, technique-driven intimacy, it doesn't need to happen every single day. Look, life gets busy. Instead, treat it as a planned special event, maybe just once or twice a week. Anticipating it and actually setting aside that dedicated time turns it from a mundane, everyday routine into a highly memorable, shared experience.
It really all comes back to this one core philosophy from our source. When you do something from the heart, it reflects in your actions and builds stronger relationships. It's that simple. If you're just going through the motions, your partner will absolutely know. True pleasure and a lasting connection, they don't come from forced mechanical actions. They come from mutual, heartfelt effort.
So I want to leave you with this one question to chew on. How will you communicate and deepen your connection today? Are you going to finally ask your partner what they actually want? Or maybe you'll plan a special event for this weekend. Take these insights, use them to bridge that gap. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning and keep growing together.